Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's built in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello everybody, welcome to Quick Bang. I'm the host, Matty. I'm joined by a bunch of lovely Hibs today. We're going to be talking about Hibs' narrow 2-1 defeat at Ibrox. Tracy, you're first up tonight. What was your thoughts on the game?
To be honest, I didn't think the scoreline reflected the game, because I thought it was quite a good game. I thought it was quite end to end. Thought we didn't do an awful lot wrong. I think there was a lapse of concentration in the first goal. Thought Kent's was good. Possibly could have, stopped it, but I did think it was a good goal. No idea why we didn't get Porteous's goal, so I feel that we have been kind of hard done by today. I didn't feel that Boyle should have been booked either for a dive. Didn't think it was a dive. You could quite clearly see Goldson's hand on him.
Yep.
And you've seen them given for, less than that. So yeah, I do think we were kind of hard done by, but it's not the first time we've come away from Ibrox feeling that way. So yeah, just I think it was more poor refereeing and decisions made by the officials today. So I really can't say anything bad about the lads as such, because I do think we did have quite a good game.
I think Sports Scene done Martin Boyle for his booking, Tracy.
Oh, I never heard Sports Scene.
Oh, just after we played Livingston with it was Ross County.
I did actually speak to Shelley. I was on a Zoom with Shelley actually not long after that, and we did pick her up on it.
Good.
She still thought it was a dive, but no. But as I said before we came on the call, Steven Gerrard with Morelos when he didn't get his penalty at Livingston. They said, is it because there's been too many when he has gone down far too easily and his reputation, but every game should be different. You base every game on what's happening there and then, and that was not a dive. So the referee got it badly wrong. I did see somebody on Twitter say that the referee practically had the card out before he went down, and he probably wasn't far wrong.
I think you're right. Can you wait to get the card out? Leon, come you next. What was your take on the game, mate?
I thought we were poor in stages, but then I thought we done well at other parts of the game. Rangers, they sort of they control the tempo of games a lot when they play. They sort of dictate how it goes, and you've got to try and hit them on the break and that, and then they want to try and hit you on the break. But we were obviously, the referee had a shocker. It's easy to moan about the referee when you lose, but it was blatant. The Poacher's goal, I've watched it again and again and again, and there's no way that's a foul. Even with their follow-up, I thought, had he maybe then, after the Haallander went down, did they contact somebody else? And there was some other foul in the box at the time, and I just can't get my head around it. And we were obviously, I wouldn't say we were in the ascendancy, but we were getting into the game. We were looking more dangerous at that stage, and then obviously we scored after that as well. So we could have easily walked away with a point for that game. Rangers had two really good moments. I thought Ryan Kent's goal, they stood off him a wee bit too much.
Yep.
But it does have a look of it. It's easy to say that as well because he's a very quick player and he's very smart. So you sometimes think they're standing off them, but the boy's just a wee bit sharper in the areas. But again, I still felt they could have maybe put a tackle in. So disappointed with the result. It's definitely our hardest game, the top six at Ibrox, because we've heard all the records today they were telling us about how they didn't concede goals and that, but like you were saying, when you're getting referees making decisions like that, that's why they didn't concede that many goals.
Aye.
So, aye.
And Colin, what about you? What was your take on it, mate?
Disappointed. I think we deserved a draw, but didn't feel like we had loads of chances. The shots we did have were off a distance, and you've got to struggle to beat McGregor for there. I think there was Nisbet header, cracking header. Other than that, did they have anything in the box? No sure. Can't remember many. I thought Boyle and Doig were quite quiet the day. I think Boyle got man of the match on. No, he never. Poches did, but they were talking Boyle up on Hibs TV. I didn't think he was that good today. No, because he was. I think he was bad either. But I think he kind of go. They knew he was your danger man, so they were snuffing him out. And Doig wasn't in the game, as his usual self, like his attacking self. He never done anything wrong defensively, but I think their 2 goals. I think it was poor defender for both goals. I think Newell was flat-footed. I think they showed them the way in. I think they just went, there you go, let's take the centre and get into the middle of the goal and get a shot away. Son. That's what it looked like for both of them, Newell and Gogic. I ken that Kent will be sharper, like Leon says, because that's. But it did feel like they just led them in, just pointed them like, can you use your attacker onto the wrong foot? It's almost like they went and guided them into the middle of the park. So a bit disappointed with that, but and again, can't wait till it evens out over the season. I'm assuming it must be the cup final we're going to get all the decisions back, because that's the Morelos red card, the penalties at Christmas, the goal of the day. And I reckon what ones I've missed. That's the ones I remember.
Penalties at Ibrox as well that we should have had.
At Christmas, that's what it's meant.
Tracy,
so we're doing about 4 or 5.
Yeah, no, just on obviously Kent's goal. I mean, do you think that maybe the players did kind of hold back a little bit just because of some of the refereeing decisions that were being made?
I think I think Newell looked flat-footed, and I think Gogic just wasn't quick enough getting out. Newell sort of, because I think him and Doig were sort of deciding between them who was going to take him on, and by the time they decided, Newell was miles off it, and he showed them inside, and then Gogic was like, off, he's away. It was a cracking finish. It was a good strike, but he shouldn't have been in the position to be able to get the strike away.
Leon, you get your hand up there.
I know. I was just, to be honest, just the comments right there. I was going to say that they did show him inside, and I don't know if that was something they were wanting for them. I mean, obviously when he's out on the right, you didn't want to show him on the side on his left, but I don't know if part of the tactics, you noticed they was trying to cut in a lot, and they were letting him in, and it was maybe something that was mentioned that they want to get them down the line, show them inside, and we'll deal with them on the inside. But then obviously he's got inside, and they've no dealt with him. Like I said, he's not made the tackle. Gogic hasn't made the tackle. Newell's let him inside, and it was just a moment. And again, it's these shots as well, where they use the defender as their target to take it into the defender to bad sight the goalkeeper and that. And the top players are good at doing that, and you can't let players like Kent, because when he's poor at times as well, Kent, but when he's on his game, he's a very, very good player. And
I don't know what side he is. Is he right-footed or left-footed? Because maybe they did show him in because he's right-footed.
I'm not sure. Aye. So you're not so exactly. Can't even win any foot, eh?
He's got exactly.
Just kick him. Ray, what was your take on the game?
It's relatively positive, I would say. Despite the result, I thought that we played really well. We've all talked about the refereeing decisions. They weren't the best. I felt that we gave them a game, and if you take anyone else in the games that we've got coming up, and if we play to that same standard, to that same level, we'll win them. So that's my positive I'm going to take from it, because Rangers were always going to be, let's say, on top of us. We were always going to play a counter-attacking game, but even saying that, there was periods in that game, particularly towards the end of the first half, where we took the game completely to them. Yeah. And seeing that they were playing such a high line, I couldn't believe they were playing such a high line when we had so much pace in our team. And in the second half, obviously, Gerrard had spoke to them, and if you notice, they sat a lot deeper so we couldn't get in behind them.
They did play us offside a lot,
Pardon?
Sorry, mate. They did play a lot. We were offside a lot, probably because of that in the first half, and it felt like a lot of times to me. Anyway, it might have been just because it looked dangerous at the time.
You know what? I've not got an issue with. If you understand what I mean, I've not got an issue with us being offside, because that means that we are getting the ball into those positions to create that being offside. I agreed it would be a lot better if we were playing the line correctly, but you understand what I'm saying. If we're creating those, getting ourselves into those positions, that can only be a good thing, because ultimately you're going to beat that offside trap at some point.
Aye, Jamie, you put your hand up there. What you would like to say?
See the offside decisions. For me, if you can see the line exactly what's happening in terms of the play and how it's going to move. There was too many offside decisions for me today, but there was one in the first half where I thought Deutsch had a good breakaway and they gave it offside. But I didn't actually think he was offside. I'm not sure if it was somebody else, and they didn't show it again. It was right at the beginning of the game. It was a really good chance.
Yeah,
and I thought he's actually played the line quite well there.
Rangers were good today at no showing replays. They didn't want to show either.
Many.
Right, Ray, what about the first goal there? There was a wee bit of chat on BBC that they thought Marciano was maybe at fault for no palming the ball away and playing it back into the middle. Would you agree with that, or did you think he did what he could with the shot?
Marciano for the first goal.
Aye.
My recollection of it was it made a tremendous save that was quoted as being quite good by their commentary team, and then it went into a bit of what would be called a stramash. Ball came in and out, and then it was knocked back, and we failed to clear the lines, which was poor on our part. But hey, listen, we've got to accept that the finish was exceptional. The technique that Aribo, I think it was it Aribo? His technique for scoring that goal was wonderful. And you've just got to put your hands up sometimes and say, you know what, that was a tremendous finish. He's got over the ball nicely, and he's put in the corner. If that's a goal for us, and our player scored it like that, we'd be raving about it.
Aye.
So, it's football. If they're going to get so much possession and throughout the game, eventually that's going to tell. Unless we set ourselves up like with 10 across the back, and I didn't want that. I'm not. Who's going to watch that? Who's going to watch balls up the park, missing it in the midfield and stuff that. I'd rather watch us getting beat like we did today, making an effort at it, and at least trying to do something.
I've just had a text there for Craig Levine. He said he'd like it, Ray. So there you go. There's your answer.
Well, that's...
Jamie, you're next up, mate. What was your take on the game overall?
Overall, we were talking about last week, the last one was about Jack Ross feeling himself into games and trying to feel the opposition out and then making the changes to be effective. And you could see that was evident in the first 20 minutes. But before the goal it was coming, you could just sense that they were just all over us at that part in the game. I'm not going to... For me, Gogic is at fault for this one because he's trying to affect players coming from deep to run into the box, but no actually marking anyone as the ball's being played. So Aribo actually gets a free hit. It's a good goal. I can't take it away for the goal.
Yeah.
But Gogic could have done better for me. But once that goal went in, we started to play, I thought it was some okay football. It wasn't the greatest performance, but to be honest, today was a free hit. Take something for that game. Everybody's loving the fact that you've taken points, especially at Ibrox. But the referee made it just a bit of a hands up a game. It's I'm not saying that we lost the game because of the referee. Far from it. I know you said that on Twitter, Matty, but he did definitely make it an uphill struggle in terms of some of the fouls and this. Barisic was all over Boyle pretty much the whole game and only got booked towards the end. And I'll go back to Boyle's the penalty or the yellow card that he got. Goldson's legs is straight and Boyle runs into it. Now, I'm not trying to say that that's a stolen penalty, far from it. I've seen them given, and it's definitely not a yellow card.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the referee's looking at that point. I'm not sure what Goldson's complaining about. But listen, as I say, today was a free hit, and for me, we're unlucky not to come away with a point. And I still didn't think it's fearful for finishing third. I just hope that, I think 1-1 will definitely cement that. Aberdeen got a decent one yesterday, but I'm not fearful. I just think we've got too much in the box.
Good stuff. Ray, you had your hand up, and so did you, Leon, and then I'll come to you, Lee. So, Ray, get your point next. It's
essentially to reiterate that point. It's not a penalty. It's not a yellow card. It really is as simple as that. kind of trial by sportsing, waiting. The ref was waiting to make a point with Boyle, saying, right, we're not having this anymore. You're not getting away with this anymore. But he hadn't done anything. This is, that being the main issue. If you're going to give that, there was one in the second half at some point where I think it was Hadji went flying up in there, threw himself up in there into what would have been called a triple salto in the old comedy 70 days. And he wasn't trying to get anything from that, but the ref could easily have interpreted it as him trying to get a free kick in that position, because that was, if you remember the challenge just directly after that, they got the free kick from that. So if Boyles wins a yellow card, that's a yellow card. I mean, it really is as simple as that. But you're at Ibrox. What time did they get their penalty? That was they never got it today, I suppose.
It's because they were
Be
never
thankful of
behind
that.
you. Leon, you had your hand up there, then I'll come to you.
I was just similar to what he was saying, and again, it's fine margins with it in these games, and the referee wasn't the one following the right, and some of them were, like you say, the Hadji one, right away when he went down, and you heard them screaming for the foul, and I'm like, well, there's a card, there's a book, there's a dive, whatever, and it wasn't given, and it's fine margins in games like this that can determine the result. It's no. Yeah. It's not the odd offside. It's no went through that it was running away for goal. It was blatant, like fine margins, blatant chances, goals that you're like, well, if they'd went another way, the game would have swung the total different way.
Nice one, Lee. What was your takeaway for the match?
We just need to look at the 4 games we've had against Rangers this season and how close every single game's been. Do you know what I mean? Like we've competed with the best team in the league pretty much over the 4 games, I would say. We were unlucky at Ibrox. We were twice unlucky at Easter Road. The refereeing decisions has had a lot to do with it this season in the games against Rangers. So today, I thought we kept Rangers fairly quiet throughout the whole game. Morelos was even playing. Do you know what I mean? Like genuinely, Rangers didn't have that much opportunities, in my opinion. When it comes to the defending again, and I'll probably get slated for to say this, but I don't really care. But how many times do we get the ball in the box and then we panic to try and clear the ball? We slice the ball, and how many goals have we conceded because we've done that this season?
Leader, you're right. There was one today. Sorry, mate. There was one today. The Hanlon had about 10 yards round him, and he just launched his foot at it, and you could have brought that doing easy. He's got the ability to do it. He just panicked. He wasn't even in the box. He was like 25 yards out. Swung his foot.
Honestly, completely agree with you, because I think this is the thing that's annoying me about Hibs defending this season is like we've panicked when we've no needed to panic, and Marciano has made a brilliant save. Didn't get me wrong, but what's happened is we've panicked in the box. It's been a sliced clearance. Didn't get me wrong, we've still got time to deal with it, and I think Gogic, to Jamie's point, could have done better. And it's a great finish by the guy, but he should never have got the opportunity to finish the ball. we should have cleared it. We should have punted it at the park or whatever we should have done. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And this is why I think Hibs in the summer really do need to focus on defensive recruitments. Now, if we've got the money and we've got the budget to do something this summer, I know we've got to focus on different parts of our squad. But to me, if we get a couple of quality additions in the back 4, plus a quality goalkeeper, I think we're doing all right in terms of squad performance. But do you know what? I expected us to have a wee bit more a go in the second half. It didn't really materialise as much. Didn't get it wrong. We scored a great goal. But at the end of the day, I think it's just it's down to one refereeing decision, and it just seems evident with the games we've had against Rangers this season. But it's on to next week, I suppose, isn't it?
Onwards and upwards. Sammy, you put your hand up there. Did you have a point, or are you okay?
I'm okay. I was just going to reiterate partly what Lee was saying there, but I thought Porteous today was outstanding. He made some really good decisions in the game.
Yep.
And if he could be more vocal in that area to tell people to get into certain positions, that laddie would be a born leader. But he was excellent today. And that's why I put my hand down. I thought, I'll just wait till a wee bit later on, but I thought he was excellent, and fair play to him.
Excellent. Kaiser Soze, last but not least, by any means, what was your opinion on the game?
I thought we were good. I thought we played well. I just think where we slightly went wrong, especially in the first half, was just a decision making in the box or outside the box. Instead of playing the ball through to somebody that's fucking got to score, just putting the ball. I think you had Boyle. Done it. You had Nisbet clear. Could have passed it to him, didn't he? Shot and goal. And then I think 10 minutes later, Nisbet done the same with Doidge, and it was, I don't know what to say, set pieces, decision making in the box. I think it was just minor things that can be the difference. We ain't got to start about that ref because I'm going to end up finding out who he is and tweeting him, man. Just like kind of what the guys were saying there. The fact
It was Don Robertson, guys.
Right, Don Robertson, right, he's on the list. Just what he was saying there, obviously, Book Boyle and then Hadji did the same. And I know, I heard kind of a sports round at the start of the week, and they're making a big song and dance about the referee performances. And I think that's only going to affect us in kind of a two ways. When we're playing weird teams, it'll maybe go for us. But I think when we're playing the old firm, the new firm, whatever you want to call them, I think that's going to go against us because the refs they're under some amount of scrutiny now. But the day was just ridiculous. The goal getting chopped, that was a fucking shambles. There's nothing else for that. You can watch it again, and you say, why is that being chopped? Like, what is the reason there? Like, even for where he's standing, you're looking at it and saying, well, has he maybe seen that boy fall near the Rangers player and he's thought he's hit him or something? And you just go, nah, you can't even see that. So, fine margins, just like everybody's saying, but a bit disappointed that we didn't come away with a point. But all in all, I thought we played well.
But I'm glad we scored because I thought 2-0 flattered Rangers when it was sitting at 2-0. It would have been, not really a fair reflection on the match. And then,
very well taken header as well.
Cracking goal.
Hanlon missed a fucking sitter. Hanlon should have scored that header or not. That was a beauty, a chance to put that in the corner.
He did.
That was one of the ones.
I don't think he could believe that the man marking him was Kamal Ruth.
That was the sort of goal that we've scored at Ibrox like in years gone by, like Linksy McGregor or something like that, getting on the end of one like that, just powering it in, and it just wasn't to be the day. Right, that's more or less us for today. Has anybody got any kind of final points that we've not covered off that you'd like to get in before we go?
I just want to say Kevin Thompson's an absolute prick.
Second that.
And he can away and run up my ribs.
It was like he didn't ken we were listening. It was like he didn't ken there were Hibs fans watching, eh? It was unreal.
Unbelievable.
And I'd just like to say thanks for letting me have a speak, Matthew, the day. That's quite good. Thanks very much.
Well,
thanks for letting me get a word in. Appreciate it. I've been butting in on fucking everything just to make up.
Thanks for coming on, guys. That's us for today. We'll be back with Longbangers tomorrow. We're scheduled to have Keith Wright on, so that should be a good episode as well. And the next again Monday, we're going to be joined by Liam Fontaine as well. So a couple of good guests coming up in the near future. So if anybody's got anything pressing that you'd like to ask them, give us a wee tweet, and we'll do our best to get the questions asked, if of course I remember. Right, thanks for watching or listening, however you're consuming this, and we'll see you next time.
County line, I pledged upon. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink what I know.